Back from Fear the Walking Dead. This is episode 15 of season 5, the penultimate episode of the season already. Say what you will about the season. I do think it's gone very, very quickly for me. So that's one big positive I think to take away overall. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen next with these final 2 episodes. Also very anxious given how the last episode kind of ended off with Grace. I'm very, very scared that the end is nigh for her, which would suck because she's one of my new favourites really this season. But I'm not sure if there's any way out of the radiation kind of thing there. But yeah, I'm intrigued as to where they're going to take the story and wrap up the season. I'm hoping this would kind of be like a big, bold episode that, you know, really have shit going down to set up the finale. So we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out and what's going to go down. But I am excited and intrigued. So without further ado, let's get right into the next one.
Most folks call me Jenny, but this ain't about me. Or any
Oh, they're making their own, are they? Fuck
this
you
is
now.
about how we can get. So if you see somebody wearing one of these, or
Kill
one
them.
of these,
It's not the truth.
Wow. See? Short, snappy, to the point. Didn't take up a whole episode. Well, that was unnecessary. You'd already turned it off.
That's why we're making another one of these. To show you everything.
Doing things the way we do.
Oh, jeez. Oh, thank God. They shouldn't die before they got to her.
And you think it's the radiation?
Could be. Could be something else. Before it would.
Let's focus on something else, because she might survive that.
Janice.
Oh.
Janice! Oh my
Is that the woman from a couple of episodes ago?
They found my sister.
Ah. People thought it was.
Everybody is useful. People need to see that.
when we find our new
You
home,
too can paint trees.
what are you gonna do?
I'm the one who picked the direction we're heading. Felt right.
How's it feel now?
I thought it was bullshit.
Yeah.
Now I'm a part of said bullshit, which it turns out isn't actually bullshit after all.
Are you gonna paint again once we got where we're going?
There you got it. I just want to be around long enough to see it. The looks on everyone's faces when we get there. To know that
I don't want them to kill her off.
everyone's gonna be
The
okay.
only positive is they haven't killed anyone off this season, really, so.
Somebody?
Once told me the world is gonna roll me.
It's from a gulch.
Oh!
Very first one ever built.
Feels like the right place. This is what we've been looking for.
Well, now you jinxed it.
You okay? Can you hear me?
Oh, fuck.
We need to get her some more fluids.
Or what? June?
We're just,
What'd you think?
Can you see anything?
I don't know.
I thought we should take
Excellent.
everything we could.
She'll want to see her. She will.
She better. By the grace of God. Ha.
Morgan and Grace. Is there something going on there?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Well, that's a bittersweet thing.
Put it fucking lightly.
I think when we get to the gulch, we get married.
Yes.
What is it, Morgan?
I'm just glad you're feeling better.
This
To be fair, you wouldn't really want
back
to
on track.
say anything like that with the
Jenny,
camera right fucking there, would you? Oh.
Then we gotta figure out a way to patch the hole.
I like the tune you're strumming, compadre.
There's still some wooden planks over there. They might fit.
Take who you need, see if you can make that work.
Oh, shit.
Too much weight here! Everybody get up!
They need to find Rick now, don't they? They made a fucking wonderful bridge.
And over the bridge.
Howdy there. Looks like you folks could use a hand. You folks stretched that homemade petrol farther than we ever thought possible.
Yeah,
But then-
fucking miracle, isn't it?
Now, what, you tried to kill me?
No, Tom, I tried to kill you because your track record made you a liability. I'm not going to apologize for my methods. Not when they get results.
Well,
We already said no.
You know, Dwight, I checked up on your wife, like I said.
oh shit.
Hey. Dwight? Dwight.
It's all right. We've got an engineer over at the Lanes who said he actually broke bread with her a few months back. Said Sherry seemed real worried about you.
Okay, stop.
You didn't say her name in the documentary. How else could I know?
Stop.
Oh dear.
Boys?
Oh.
Yeah, that ought to get the job done. A little call the kids to dinner.
Oh.
We saw Herd just down the road.
It's not very friendly.
Folks might just be the soup du jour.
Get what you can, Bail, if you need it. Okay.
June.
Bail if you need to. You fucking feeling alright?
Go, everybody. Keep coming.
Give them the children. He's really sticking it to him. Huh? Oh.
No, I'm gonna get this.
Oh dear. Fuck's sake, Tom. Come on.
You're going to see what we were doing.
You're an idiot. My God. Fucking story. At least we filmed the end of yours, Tom.
It's okay.
Ours is the way that keeps people alive. Someone dies in the very next fucking scene.
For your camera.
You can't run out of fuel if you lose all your vehicles, so...
I don't know, Tim. He died for the detour. From me.
He died because he was fucking filming a fucking vlog on the bridge as it was collapsing. Idiot. Oh.
What we're thinking.
At least
Tom,
brother and
for this
sister got an
story,
extra 5 seconds together,
Our
eh?
story, really not gonna be easy.
Nothing to laugh about.
When you get there, I'll paint with you. And doesn't just have to be trees.
No. Paint with her, will
Like
ya?
the new medium.
'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles, and I would walk 500 miles, and I would walk 500 more.
Still filming now?
As long as there's a story to tell.
Hey, Morgan. We don't know each other that well, but hear me out.
Okay.
None of us has any idea how long we have left in this world. So, if there's things to say, you should say them.
Yes! Daniel is wise. No, the second he tells Grace, she'll probably fucking drop dead. There we go. It's nice that they've kind of echoed back to earlier in the season.
I want Jenny to see this. I want her to see why she lost.
I mean, her brother didn't die.
You know, I wanted to say.
Don't say it.
Just
Don't.
Say it! Well,
No. No, this can't be it. This is the wrong place.
fucking wonderful. I'm glad we spent a whole episode getting here.
Past it every day.
But we can't just give up. Not with what we just went through. What Tom did. We've got to do something.
Tom was a bit of an idiot,
What?
let's be honest.
There is one thing we can do.
Hell no.
And what? What? Why'd you turn the camera off? We didn't want to show things the way they really are now, do you? Because
Yeah.
you see the way things are.
I thought it wasn't the end of the story.
Surprise.
But it is.
I mean, it's about time they were faced with their own bullshit, let's be honest. Like, living on hope isn't going to do it. Tom's ghost just like, for fuck's sake. Solid episode overall. I wasn't completely enthralled by it. But it was alright, you know. The whole idea of a lot of it being like the kind of found footage documentary style thing kind of again. I don't think they should have done that. At least not until maybe next season, if they were to do that kind of episode again, because it was only 6 episodes ago since they did the last one. I actually quite liked the last time they did this in the mid-season premiere, but to repeat that kind of same concept just 6 episodes later, it's like, do you have any new ideas? Well, if they were going to do that and have a big chunk of the episode be that kind of thing again, maybe have it focused on Ginny and that group of people, so we can actually spend some time with them and get to know them a bit better, because we don't really know a lot at all, and you know, they barely get that screen time. Speaking of, I love that literally every single fucker was in this episode apart from Luciana. Like, oh my god, poor dear. But yeah, they even kind of started off with like showing like Ginny making her own documentary, which I guess makes sense that she'd want to do that. You know, that feels very in keeping with what she'd do. But maybe we could have seen a bit more of that as like the big chunk of the episode, because it didn't need really to show a whole episode of them struggling and then realise that they need her help. You know, that they could have done that, you know, in like 5 minutes. So maybe spending a bit more time with Ginny, get to know that side of those characters a bit more, would have been more beneficial. At least for me, I would have found that a lot more interesting, because it's just kind of some characters and sites that we hadn't really seen a lot of before, whereas we've seen a lot of this group of people go through their struggles and run out of gas and need to get the fucking story. So yeah, I thought that was a strange choice, but there we are, it is what it is. I enjoyed everything with John and June, actually. They're kind of deciding to get married. I'm sure that'll be like a thing for the next episode, so there is some setup there. I felt like they planted a few seeds for the finale, obviously with that ending as well. Asking for her help, that's probably going to lead to a big confrontation, and I'm intrigued as to where they can go with that, and Dwight walking off as well. Maybe we could follow him on his own for a little bit, but again, there's always interesting kind of plot threads. Like, I'd like to see an episode of Dwight on his own, maybe trying to survive and figuring out what to do next. But we only have 1 episode of the season left, so there's not really time to just do that. And, you know, I would have liked an episode just with Luciana at the oil rig, like trying to get by and catching up with her, but we just haven't seen her since she stayed behind. And we only have 1 episode of the season left, so it's just some odd choices, I think. You know, I like being positive on my channel and talking about the things I liked, and overall I did like this episode, but, you know, I think there were just some odd creative and story decisions, I think, particularly in the second half of the season, in terms of who they were giving focus to and stuff like that. But yeah, I would be interested in seeing maybe what Dwight would do next, and seeing if John and June really do get married, because they're very wholesome together, so that would be cool. Everything with Morgan and Grace, I really like those two together. I'm very nervous about Grace still. I don't think she's going to make it out of the season alive, unfortunately, which sucks, because I think those characters just work together so well. And we were just about to get like the confession. She was like, no, it makes it harder. I mean, it would probably, yeah, but come on, just... So again, they build up these storylines and then just be like, nah, let's not follow through with that. Which is kind of disappointing and frustrating sometimes. But regardless, I do enjoy seeing those characters kind of share the screen, and Grace trying to teach Shai the guitar as well, very briefly. I like that they're kind of continuing that thread. Daniel was there too, in the background. They really need to use Daniel more if they're going to keep him around. There's just way too many characters, I think, and that's why they need to start killing some characters again. I mean, we killed off Tom, but we introduced him, like, what, an episode or 2 ago, at most? But still. Alicia and Wes, clearly I think something's going to be going on there, and I'm actually kind of interested in seeing where they would go if they do develop that as a potential romance. I think that's kind of where they're heading with it, and yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But I initially liked Wes for kind of being more of a realist and calling the group out on their bullshit, and now he even mentioned that he's kind of involved in the bullshit now. He's kind of proved that it is bullshit a little bit, and that's why I like Strand at the end there. He was a realist. He was like, this is what we have to do to survive, you know, and seeing Al even give up, I think, showed how bad things had gotten. The fact that she was like, this is the end of the story, and like, fucking finally you should put the camera away. It took her 2 fucking seasons. So I did like how they kind of used that and used certain characters to show just how bad and bleak things had gotten, and that they had no choice but to turn to Ginny. So we'll see where that goes in the next one. I honestly would not be mad about like a massive culling on Ginny's part if she's like, yeah, you're useless, shoot them. Because we need to get some stakes back, I think, into the show. Because we just really haven't had that, you know. So we'll have to see. We'll see what happens, but I am intrigued with it. And I guess, yeah, I mean, we saw brief glimpses of most of the characters, obviously not Luciano and stuff, but we had like Rabbi Jacob in there and stuff like that. And I did like the idea of them kind of calling back to Humbug's Gulch, because that's one of my favourite episodes this season. And then obviously it seemed to just be a waste of time in the end anyway. Again, setting up a story and just not really wanting to follow through with it. Because it's just bleakness on bleakness on bleakness. It's like, you know, it gets a bit repetitive. So, yeah, there's that. And yeah, everything with Tom and Janice. I like that woman from a couple of episodes ago was Tom's sister, and that was nice. But again, straight away they just killed Tom off. I mean, they did need to get rid of some characters, and I wasn't completely won over by Tom anyway, you know, he was alright. But I don't feel bad, because he's a fucking moron. Like, talk to the camera and film that after you get on the other side of the bridge fucking safely, you know? What an idiot! Like, oh man. That was kind of frustrating. I just don't know. I think with this like pure like hope and belief and everything like that, I can't see that being a very realistic version of what would happen in the world. And sometimes I just get a bit frustrating just how hopeful they are and how against killing they are when it is kind of what they need to survive, you know. If they had killed people earlier, you know, they would not be in the position they are in now, but I don't think they would admit to that, which is kind of frustrating, but hopefully this particularly is going to be like a huge learning curve for the group and things are really going to start changing now. I really, really hope that's the case. Because, you know, I miss badass Alicia who like takes out all these walkers. Now she just paints trees. And I like the idea of her painting trees, and she even mentioned like killing or whatever was all I had. Now it's not. Fucking show us that that's not all you have then, because we only ever see you painting fucking trees now. So yeah, there are a few frustrations that I'm having, particularly like the last couple of episodes, because I really felt like they needed to end season 5 with a bang. They just haven't done that quite yet, so I'm hoping the finale is going to be fucking brutal, and we need to lose some characters, and we need to have some stakes, and they've promised like a big game-changing thing, so I am excited to see how they're going to round off this season, because as a whole I have actually liked it, clearly a lot more than most, I think. But yeah, we'll see what happens, but I am intrigued where they're going to wrap up this season. But yeah, one episode left of season 5, and I'm intrigued, and I am excited to see where they're going to take it. But until my next reaction, thanks for watching.